Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Will you please rise? Presenting the recorded voices of the Middletown High School Chamber Choir and the anthem of the United States of America. Leading off for Cheshire, center fielder, number 15, Ryan Strollo.
Well, welcome right here to beautiful Palmer Field in Middletown, Connecticut, as we settle in for American Legion baseball here today. Looking forward to it. Cheshire coming in here in Zone 3 with a 23-3 mark, and Middletown post 75 at 20-6. Look like both these teams probably a lock for the upcoming American Legion State Tournament. and Ryan Strollo leading things off. Sean Lenahan, the right-hander, out in the mound for Middletown. And we're into the game's second pitch, and the count goes level at 1-1. This is one of two broadcasts on SportingNewsCT.com today. Bristol and Avon, our other feature game. Steve Riley there in Avon for the call. That game just about set to get underway as we start just 2 minutes early here today, and nobody's griping about that at all. So Strollo leading it off here for Cheshire. Cheshire with a terrific away record at 11-1. The ball hit high in the air towards the gap in left center field, and that's a long stretching catch made by the left fielder. Petrozello did a nice job getting after that, and there's one down. Beautiful play, robbing Strollo of extra bases with a beautiful catch. So you got one down. Now Ben Skina, the second baseman, stepping in for this Cheshire team. They're clad in the blue tops, a little red trim on that T-shirt underneath the jersey for Skina. So Lenahan gets some early defense here. And the pitch to the plate, low and inside. Beautiful Palmer Field here in Middletown will be part of the upcoming American Legion State Tournament. Looking forward to being here for that. Outfield not playing all that deep. Kabashi on deck, by the way, for Cheshire. Another ball lofted high in the air. The right fielder's got a long run. Center fielder there, too, and the center fielder will catch it. Might have got knocked down there a little bit. Wind is blowing out towards left center field, but that's a fine play by Dixon, and you have two out, and here comes Kabashi to the plate. So Kabashi to step on up with two out here at the top of the first. Lenahan looking in for the side. Pamagletti is behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes today. That pitch over the heart of the plate for the strike call. Here in the early going. .400 feet to straightaway center field here at Palmer. 327 down the left field line and 322 down the line and right. It's been a home run ballpark, at least it was during the CIC baseball tournament. We had some majestic home runs hit here. Kabashi awaits. And the 1-1 pitch hit high in the air. Center fielder with plenty of room. And it's put away for the inning's final out by Dixon. So 1-2-3 in the top of the first goes Cheshire. We'll be back with the bottom half of inning number 1. Middletown coming to the plate for the first time right after this.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, welcome right back. And Adler DeMack going through his warm-ups out in the mound. Overheard my good friend Jim Bransfield down press row, the longtime public address announcer here, saying Adler DeMack is a quality pitcher as a right-hander. Petrozello will lead things off, made that terrific catch in left field to start the ball game. Here from Middletown, talking about this Middletown team, obviously in that playoff hunt, looks like they are in a pretty good position. to move on. Coming in at 20-6, 3 games back of Cheshire. As Petrozello awaits the first pitch, and that's over the outside corner for the strike. So DeMack finds his spot early on. Another big swing and a miss. The count quickly goes 0-2. Middletown posts 75. A storied history in American Legion play. DeMack looks in for the sign. And the pitch to the plate is going to be low and away, and the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball chopped, charged by the third baseman. Throw on the run across the diamond in time for the out. But Paglia does a nice job getting to that. Ian showing some class defensively, and you have 1 out. Petrozello is retired. Petrozello is retired, and Garofalo now stepping in. Luke, the shortstop today for Middletown. So they got 1 down, nobody on. Here on the bottom of 1. DeMack gets some early defense. Pitch over the outside corner, straight fastball for the strike. Wind has settled down. I was doubting they were going to get this game in on my travail from Woodbridge here to Middletown today. Woodbridge, Connecticut, obviously. The skies were pretty dark, and then they began to lighten. Here comes the 1-1. Low and away, and the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. Garofalo swinging from the right side. And the pitch missed outside, and the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Escato behind the plate. Cole, the catcher today. That's over for the strike call. The count goes 3-2 to Garofalo. Mack, a student at Cheshire High School, going to graduate in 2017. I guess he just graduated, right? 2017. The graduating class was this year. Is that true? Incredible how time flies. I never thought I'd see 2020. Ground balls hit up the middle. Shortstop will field it. And from the second base side of the diamond, slung along for the out by Kabashi. Garofalo retired 6-3. And it brings up the first baseman, Tyler Pop. So Pop coming up for the first time. Another right-handed hitter in this lineup for Middletown in those sharp-looking white uniforms. DeMack looking in. 2 out, nobody on. Bases are empty. Haven't had anything put up on that scoreboard yet here in the bottom of the first inning. Curveball missed outside. Count goes 1 ball and no strikes. Ball's going to be punch foul towards the 5 guys off towards Route 66. Middletown 9-3 at home, 11-3 on the road here in 2017. And the 1-1 fouled straight back. Tyler Pop, 6'2", 185. Graduated from Killingworth High School, 2017. Middletown team made up players from Haddam and Durham. Middletown. Middlefield. Pitch just missed, a little bit high. Killingworth, obviously, a wonderful place. Here comes the full count pitch. Swing and a miss, and the strikeout of Tyler Pop. So 1-2-3 goes Middletown as DeMark gets his first strikeout of the ball game. We'll be back with the top of inning number 2. It is scoreless here on SportingNewsCT.com. Nice to have you with us on a beautiful summer late afternoon.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome right back. That's Nick Santone at the plate. First pitch in there for a strike from Sean Lenahan. He got Cheshire 1-2-3 on the first. And a big swing and a miss, and the count goes 0-2. Clark on deck for this Cheshire team. Brendan Clark, the designated hitter. Santone, the first baseman today for Cheshire. That pitch curveball a little short down into the left-hander's batter's box. And McGletty behind the plate, as we mentioned. Popped the first baseman today. Carnicardi down there at the bag at second. Garofalo at shortstop for Middletown. That ball ripped on a line right to the first baseman, Tyler Popp. So Santone hit it on the nose, but right at the first baseman, and you have one down.
Hitter number 6, Brendan Clark.
So Brendan Clark steps up to the plate, the DH today. Moscato in the on-deck circle. This is a fun time of year for American Legion baseball. Here into the second inning as we update our scoreboard. Scoreless game. Lenahan's pitch. Missed low and away, and the count goes 2 balls, no strikes to Clark. Lenahan looking smooth on the mound. The right-hander comes over the top, down low, and the count goes 3 balls, no strikes. So he's in a bit of a hole now to Clark. 3 balls, no strikes. Clark trying to become the first base runner of the ball game today. Here comes a 3-0 pitch down the heart of the plate for the strike call. And the count now at 3 balls and 1 strike. Outfield just about straight away for Middletown. Dixon in center. Petrozello, the left fielder. That pitch is up high, ball 4, and Clark draws a 1-out walk. So he's down to the bag at first as the sunlight starts to shine through the overcast skies above. As Cole Escato comes to the plate, the catcher for Cheshire. Of course, Cheshire's had some terrific American Legion teams in recent years, and they'll try to make a run. Pitch to the plate, tad high. Here comes the 1-0. That's a strike call over the outside corner. So Escato now has it 1 ball, 1 strike. Got a runner at first. That's Clark. Clark will lean away. Looks like he's got some decent speed. Pop trying to hold him tight there. From the stretch, Lenahan. And the offering. And that's dribbled off to the end of the bat. Foul to the first base side. That is home of Cheshire. Middletown makes their home on the third base side today, as always. Park looks absolutely beautiful, as it always does. Grounds crew does a terrific job, part of the city maintenance team. here in Middletown. Beautiful downtown area here in Middletown. I always say that. Some wonderful restaurants. Lenahan from the stretch and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, and he got Escato. That's the first strikeout for Sean today. And it's going to bring up the number 7 hitter in the lineup for Cheshire. So Cheshire with a runner on and 2 out. Clock reaching on a walk.
Left fielder number 10, Connor Davies.
Yep, Connor Davies stepping in, the left fielder. Davies is tall, lanky, playing left field. First pitch missed high and outside, ball 1. Just that light breeze wiggling the flags out towards that left center field fence. 380 to the alley. In left field, 380 to right. Ground ball hit down to the shortstop. It's fielded. They'll get the force of the bag at second. Ruffalo handled that easily enough. And that is going to do it in the top of 2. So for Cheshire, no runs, no hits. There was a walk and 1 left. We'll be back with more American Legion Baseball after this.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome back.
Jim Dixon.
Dixon will lead it off for Middletown. The center fielder, Alonzo the third baseman, and then Carty the second baseman to follow against Adler DeMack. So DeMack out in the mound, got him 1-2-3 with a strikeout in the first, couple of ground ball outs, and that pitch missed outside, ball 1. The middle of the batting order for Middletown, trying to get something going. And the pitch to the plate, strike call, count goes 1-1. Dixon, 5'8", 155. And the pitch, that's chopped to the third baseman. Charged from the infield grass on the run. The throw is wild by Battipaglia, and the error allowing Dixon to travel all the way to the bag at third. Ball was finally retrieved by the right fielder, Sokolic, and that's going to be ruled a base hit, infield single in the E5, allowing 2 bases.
Batting fifth, third baseman.
So that's a good beginning to the second inning here for Middletown. And Alonzo steps in. Big Ben, the third baseman today. He's got a runner 90 feet away. Infield has come on in as we're in the bottom of the second inning of a 7-inning game. DeMack into the windup. The pitch, fastball, swing and a miss by the left-handed hitting Ben Alonzo. Alonzo can play third, second. He can pitch. He's 5'8", 165 from Haddam. Goes to Haddam Killingworth. Will graduate in 2018. I'm assuming that's where he goes to school. Some of these guys could go to Xavier. Some other private schools, obviously. Good chance here for Middletown to jump out on top. In And the 0-2 pitch, ground ball, hit the third. They send the runner home, and the throw will get him. I don't know if he actually really tagged him there. Scotto putting the tag on the runner. Dixon coming down the line. So Alonso reach on the fielder's choice. Interesting decision to send him there with the ball hit right in front of him. 5-2 on the putout if you like to score that stuff at home.
Number 12, Connor Cardy.
So they trade a runner at first for a runner at third, and I'll scratch my head concerning that. Here's Carney to the plate, the second baseman for Middletown. Resident of Middletown, will graduate from high school in 2018. O'Connor Carty, 5'7", 155 if we hadn't mentioned. Alonso with a lead away from the bag at first. Looks like he has speed. Curveball missed outside. Pitch over for the strike to Connor Carty. Carty batting at .356. Slugging percentage at .397. He's been an RBI machine this summer for Middletown. He's got 30 of those. Second on the team. Garofalo has 31. I love it when they put all those stats up online for us. That's terrific. That means they're serious about their baseball here in Middletown. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You got 1 out and a runner at first. Middletown has had a runner cut down at the plate here in the second. Throw to the bag at first. Quick tag, and Alonso just got back. The back with a good move there. Talk about Alonso with speed. He does have 4 stolen bases. Been caught stealing once in 5 tries. Curveball missed inside. The count goes level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Mac wants to work quickly. Leans in for the sign. Escato to set the target behind the plate. Outfield playing just about straight away. Another throw to the bag at first. Santone, the first baseman. Skeeter at second playing back. Shortstop. Kabashi. That ball lobbed to the right fielder. Catch is made, and the throw to the bag at first, and they get a double play. Well, I don't think Afonso read that all that well, and Carty on a fly ball out. It turns into a double play as Alonso is retired 9-3. And interesting base running in the bottom of the second, to say the least, for Middletown. We'll be back with more in a moment right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
That is Sokolic at the plate, and he'll foul it off. Count goes 0-2. So Middletown perhaps ran themselves out of a potential big inning. In the bottom of 2, we're on to the top of the 3rd. Evan Sokolak, a graduate of Cheshire High School 2017. Cheshire does not put stats up on their webpage. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and a late swing and a miss and a strikeout. Sokolak goes down swinging. Second strikeout for Lenahan today.
Number 15, Ian Batapaglia.
Batapaglia stepping in. Ian, a youngster. He'll graduate from high school in 2019. He's 5'11", 150. Can play both middle infield spots. Also third base, obviously. He's playing third today. He's made a nice play. A throw across the diamond, also a throwing error today, but he made amends on that with an accurate throw home as they got the runner from Middletown trying to score on a ground ball hit to the third baseman. Count quickly goes 2 balls and no strikes to Batapaglia. Top of the order, and Strollo on deck for this Cheshire team. Lenahan working quickly. Right-hander's pitch, and that's over for the strike, and the count goes 2-1. Major League Baseball should perhaps take note of the way they play American Legion ball here in Connecticut now, and nobody wasting any time. They just go right at it. Big swing and a miss, and the count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. I was out at Quinnipiac University for an interesting game between North Haven and Hamden yesterday, and it moved right along, a 1-0 win for Hamden. They're on the bubble of making the tournament. A pitch fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Strollo in the on-deck circle. Bases clear with 1 out. The outfielder's playing straight away. That's Dixon in center. Petrozello has made the play of the game thus far on the first batter. The face Lenahan in the ball game. Strollo robbed of extra bases on a beautiful catch. Wasn't like Kyle Yastrzemski's back in the 67 Impossible Dream season with Billy Rohr in the mound against the Yankees. That was a long time ago. I watched a special last night on the 67 Sox, the Impossible Dream. That was the beginning of Red Sox Nation, they say. 3-2 pitch. And it just missed. Ball 4. Batapaglia down to the bag at first. Becoming the second base runner in the ball game for Cheshire, both reaching via walk here today.
Number 15, Ryan Strollo.
So Strollo steps in. He thought he had himself some extra bases his first plate appearance, but a great catch by the left fielder as we spoke of. Outfield will shift a little bit towards the right fielder. Pitch high and outside. Might have been intentional. Batapaglia down at the bag at first, trying to measure that lead away. Tyler Pop trying to hold him tight to the bag. Here comes the 1-0. That ball hit high in the air to the center fielder. That's going to travel. And another terrific diving catch in center field. Absolutely incredible. The long throw trying to make it a double play. They can't. But what a catch by Dixon in straightaway center field. That was Yastrzemski-like right there. What a catch. Absolutely incredible. Batapaglia had to scurry back to the bag at first, and he got there. The ball was overthrown, but what a catch. Strollo now has been robbed of a couple of hits here today. That's not good for the batting average, and that's not having much luck. What a sensational catch. 2 of the better catches I've seen, I think, in recent times. That was really incredible. That is highlight reel stuff.
Second baseman number 3, Ben Skeena.
So Skeena steps up to the plate, and Cheshire's got to be wondering, how the heck do you pick up a hit when you hit the ball in the outfield against this Middletown team? So they get the runner picked off, they throw behind him, Pop, and he hit the runner in the back. And Batapaglia safe at the bag at second with a stolen base. They threw behind him. Pop couldn't find a good angle to get it down to the shortstop, and lo and behold, it becomes a stolen base. And Batapaglia none the worse for wear. So Skeena now has a runner in scoring position. Baseball can be odd, can it? You get a walk and a stolen base when the ball hits the runner, and When you clout it all over the park, it's caught by somebody. Only had one hit in the game. We're here in the top of the third inning. Skeena with that slightly open stance from the left side. The Lenahan offering. Down low, breaks away from the catcher. And the runner will take third. And McGletty tried to stop that before it rolled through the wickets. They'll rule that a wild pitch. Now Cheshire with a runner just 90 feet away. Count it, 1 ball and 1 strike. Lenahan looking tall on the mound. The right-hander's pitch, and that's going to be twisted towards the left fielder. It's a long run, but galloping underneath is Petrozello, and he'll make the catch for the inning's final out. So the outfielders continue to do dynamic work for Middletown. In the inning, no runs, no hits. He had a walk and a stolen base on a runner, stranded at the bag at third after a wild pitch. Still scoreless to the bottom of the third.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, welcome back. This game's been interesting thus far. We've had a runner thrown out to the at the plate. Outfielders have made sensational plays. They've only had 1 hit, so the pitching has been high quality.
Billy Egan.
As Billy Egan steps in, the right fielder. 7, 8, 9 in the batting order. He shows bunt, and he went after it, and it's a strike. Count 0-1. Not a bad crowd here for an American Legion game. Starting at 5:30. On a Tuesday afternoon, there's a ball hit out to the right fielder. Getting a good jump on it, however, and coming on in is Sokoluk to make the play. He was part of a double play back in the second inning, so that's his second put out of the game. And Cole Needman stepping in, the designated hitter for Middletown. Needman batting at .295, on base percentage at .436, and that pitch is over for the strike call. Has a couple of doubles to his credit and a triple, and 13 RBIs. Number 8 hitter in the lineup, and the 0-1 ground ball at fisted down to the shortstop, scooped and thrown across, and safe there, and the infield single is Needman. So he really hustled along. Kabashi took it on the backhand side. He never charged it. May have bobbled it ever so slightly. And Famagletti now steps on in with a runner on and 1 down. Ryan, the catcher, has 13 RBIs. He's walked 10 times with .385 batting average, 15 hits in 39 plate appearances. 1 out and 1 on for the second consecutive inning. Middletown with base runners. I don't know if that's a good thing today after what happened back in the second. Runner's going to go, the throw, and that's going to bobble off a couple of players, and that will be a stolen base by Needman. So Needman went quickly in the count, and he's in the scoring position with 1 out. Scotto's throw, pinball between the 2 middle infielders, Kabashi and Skeena. DeMack now working with a runner in scoring position. Pitch to the plate, and he spots the outside corner, and the count goes level at 1-1 Magletti trying to come up with a key hit here. Playing in his 19th game of the year. They got the runner picked off. They throw behind him, and they got him at the bag at third. Wow. DeMack to the shortstop, Kabashi, and on to the third baseman, Battipaglia, for the tag. And that is going to go 1, 6, and 5 on the caught stealing. Middletown now over the last couple of innings have run into 3 outs on the base pass. That pitch in there for the strike. So now you have 2 down and the base is empty. So DeMack. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and he got him. Then Magletti strikes out. Second strikeout for Adler Mack, and that's going to do it with the help of the runner caught stealing. It goes as a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, you had a hit, and nobody left on base for Middletown. We're back with the top of 4 in a scoreless game right here from gorgeous Palmer Field in Middletown, Connecticut.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, what's turning into quite an interesting encounter between Cheshire and Middletown. Take a look at Middletown's record. Jim Bransfield passed this along. They're 0-3 this year against Cheshire, the top team out of Zone 3, and 1-3 versus the second best team, that's Meriden. They've beaten all the rest, however, pretty effectively, haven't they? There are 6 losses against the top 2 teams in the zone. Trying to turn that around here today. That's Kabashi at the plate. Anthony, the shortstop. Fly ball out to the center fielder. Back in the first. Pitch way outside. For Cheshire, no runs, no hits, and an error. For Middletown, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Only 2 base runners for Cheshire have been walks. A runner in the second and 1 in the third. That ball fouled to the screen. Using a GoPro camera here today to give you the wide-angle field view. I think it's sometimes better than relying on a camera guy to try to follow a baseball around a ballpark. Not an easy thing to do. Probably the most difficult sport to cover with video is baseball. There's a ball hit high in the air to the right fielder, and coming on to make the catch is Billy Egan. And you have 1 down. Kabashi out on a fly ball to right. Santone to the plate.
Number 5, Nick Santone.
Yeah, baseball's tough. There's so much going on. People call it a slow game, but there is so much happening. Santone, line went right to the first baseman, Tyler Pop, his first time. So he's 0 for 1. We're on the top of 4. A pitch to the plate. That's down low, ball 1. Lights are on here at Palmer Field. Concession stand is open. I wish it was a little closer to our vantage point here. I'd be dashing down for a hot dog. There's a ball hit high in the air towards right field. It's going to drift and inside the foul line. Egan diving after it. In the second and thinking three is Santone. Here comes a relay throw high. The tag is made. They got him. Oh, the defense continues for Cheshire. Plate umpire went all the way up to the third baseline to make the call. Great retrieval by Egan. Good throw by Carney. And they get him on the tag by the third baseman, Alonzo. So Santone will be awarded a double. He tried to stretch it, and he's thrown out 9, 4, and 5 on a beautiful defensive play. And Brendan Clark to the plate. He walked his first plate appearance, so now you have 2 down. What a beautiful play by the right fielder. That ball got by him. He was able to retrieve it quickly. Made a beautiful relay throw. And how about the throw by the second baseman? And beautiful play by Alfonso with the ball a little high. Had to get down and put the tag on the runner, Santone. Well executed. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs now. Lenahan with a big sigh out in the mound. A right-hander peeks in for the sign. He's ready to deal the 1-2, and that's going to be fouled off for the plate. Middletown's had a runner thrown out at the plate. A runner thrown out at third. A fly ball hit the right. Turned into a double play. That's what they've done offensively. Cheshire's got a double off the bat of Santoni. Tried to stretch it, and he was gunned down. We've had 2 terrific catches here today. One better than the other, if you can believe that. And we're only in the 4th inning. Lenahan, the pitch. That's going to be hit high in the air. Right fielder with room. Egan over, and he'll make the catch towards the foul line. And fair play for the inning's final out. That was a busy half inning for Billy Egan, wasn't it? We'll be back with a bottom of 4, and it remains scoreless here on SportingNewsCT.com. This is 2017 American Legion Baseball.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
Cal Petrozello stepping up to the plate, made that magnificent catch back in the first, and he was one-up, you might say, by his center fielder mate, Tim Dixon, who made a spectacular catch. So a great one and a spectacular one by the outfielders of Middletown today. DeMack out in the mound on the pitch, turned on and fouled off. Petrozello grounded out 5-3 his first time. It was a fine fielding play, if I remember correctly, by Battapaglia. Down at the bag at third for Cheshire. American Legion State Tournament begins this weekend. Steve Riley will have coverage on Saturday and Sunday for us. And then we'll bring you some more play Tuesday and Wednesday from a total of 2 different locations. I'll be back in town after a trip to New York. Looking forward to that. And then we'll have complete coverage of all the action through the weekend and through the state tournament championship games. Not only for the seniors, but the 17 and under and the little guys, the 15 and under group too. We bring in their championship games. Looking forward to that. Always a great time. We put together highlights that they show at the banquet each and every January. Hut Stove tickets. I don't know if they're on sale yet. Dave Farr and company do a great job putting that together. A pitch missed outside. David Greenleaf, of course, at the helm now of American Legion Ball as Greg Zimmerman has stepped down to take over the general managership duties of the South Windsor organization. 2-2 pitch fouled straight back. Greg did a terrific job. I think it was like 10 years as our state director. David Greenleaf in his first. Gets plenty of help from guys like Paul LaFleur and a host of others. Joe DiMatti. Saw Joe yesterday. Represent Zone 2 as their director. That ball fouled off. Of course, my good buddy Chuck Berry does a terrific job, too. A lot of hard work behind the scenes to bring you American Legion baseball each and every year. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That's outside. The count goes full to Cal Petrozello. Count is full. Middletown had a leadoff base runner on back in the second inning. And that's ball 4, and they have one now here in the 4th. So runner on, and Garofalo to the plate, the RBI leader for this Middletown team with 31. And he'll come up to the plate. And here in this tight game into the bottom of the 4th inning, what approach will they take? Luke with a .447 batting average, 34 hits, and 92 plate appearances, and the pitch is up high. Petrozello, 28 stolen bases. He's only been caught once in 29 tries. You think they'll send him here? The Mac's got a pretty good move. He's already picked off a runner. He'll throw to first. There's that move right there. Timmy D'Aquila, the head coach of Middletown. Garofalo awaits, count 1-1. And the pitch up and in. And the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. Regular season for American Legion teams comes to an end on Thursday. That ball hit very, very high and deep. All the way to the front of the warning track in left center field. And they're going to send the runner? No, they're going to hold him up smartly as the ball retrieved by the shortstop and run on back by Strollo. That's a gigantic hit by Garofalo. That'll be a double. Now you got runners at second and third with nobody out for the number 3 hitter, Tyler Pop.
Number 15, Tyler Pop.
So Pop to step up to the plate. Boy, that was belted a long way over the head of the center fielder. Really no chance for Strollo to get to that. Kabashi, by the way, is the shortstop. Just want to correct myself on that. He's the guy that ran the ball back to the infield. So the infield comes in around the horn. Middletown, similar situation with a runner at third. And nobody out. Back in the second, sent the runner on contact. And Dixon became easy prey, was thrown out at the plate with a drawn-in infield. Pop, however, the number 3 hitter in the lineup. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. That's down low for ball 2. Tyler Pop batting .312. 15 RBIs, has 1 home run, And that pitch inside. Now DeMack in jeopardy of walking Pop here. 3 hits in the game now for Middletown. Runners at second and third. Nobody out here in the scoreless game of the fourth. The pitch to the plate. Ground ball hit right to the shortstop. Runners will all stay. And the throw goes across. So they learn their lesson. And you get one out on the throw across by Kabashi. So Pop is out 6-3. And it brings up Tim Dixon. Dixon singled his first plate appearance. Dixon with 16 RBIs.
Tim Dixon.
And the pitch. Down low for ball 1. DeMack's been struggling a little bit now. Got behind Pop. 3 balls and no strikes. Pop went after the 3-0 delivery and grounded out. Here's ball 2. So 5 of the last 6 pitches have been balls. Alonzo in the on-deck circle. Middletown trying to strike and put one up on the board here. DeMack. Delivery. Driven up the middle for a base hit. They're going to send the runner. Here comes a throw, and safe is Garofalo with the inning's second run. That was hit right up the middle. Dixon with an RBI, actually 2 RBIs on the base hit, and Middletown jumps out to the lead. It was hit right back at DeMack. Tell you what, the center fielder, Strollo, charged that ball pretty effectively, didn't he? And made it rather close at home. But Middletown with the first opportunity, and they put runs up on the board, and they lead it by the score of 2-0. Here's Ben Alonzo. Reach on a fielder's choice. Runner goes, and the ball is popped up in the foul territory. On over, Battipaglia, and he'll make the catch in foul play.
Second baseman, number 12, Connor Cardy.
Brings up Connor Cardy. Cardy with a fly ball out to shallow right his first time. Back in the second, that turned into a double play. So Middletown has 2 on the board. And they have the lead here. That pitch up over the head of Cardy. Nice job by the catcher. Go get that. Scotto. Scotto's going to adjust his equipment after stretching up over the head of the right-handed batter. Billy Egan, a defensive hero today in the on-deck circle for Middletown. DeMack peeks at the runner at first base. Middletown with some light activity down in the bullpen right now. That pitch is up high. Trying to pick up who that is warming up down there. Is it Garofalo? Could be. That pitch in there for the strike. If it is Garofalo, no rest for the weary. Had that double. Scored on a single up the middle from the bag at second and hustles down to the bullpen to warm up. He's a right-hander. DeMack for Cheshire, the pitch. And that's in there for the strike, and the count goes level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Get 2 outs, runner at first, 2 runners home for Middletown. 2 runs on 2 hits thus far. DeMack. The pitch. Runner goes. Pitch low and away. The throw on down and sliding in with a stolen base is Dixon. Middletown team loves a run. They got a total of 3 players with double-digit numbers and stolen bases. Dixon, one of them, with his 15th of the year. Count full, 3-2. And the pitch hit up the middle, barehanded by DeMack. How do you like that? And a throw out of the bag at first. And Cardy retired 1-3. He did that easily, didn't he? But the damage is done. Middletown scores a couple on a couple of hits. They leave a runner on. We'll be back with the top of 5. Middletown on top of Cheshire by the score of 2-0. You are watching American Legion Baseball right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making
So
sure.
we're back, as we had to cut into our commercial spot there. Cheshire at the plate here in the top of the 5th inning, trailing 2-0. And a ground ball hit to the third baseman, fielded nicely by Alonzo, and onto the bag at first to Pop for the out, and the fine defense continues for Middletown.
Number 10, Connor Davey.
So Costello, that's, I believe, no, that's not Costello, it's Escato. So I thought I heard someone saying Costello, yelling that. Oh, he was telling you that's what it was. Okay, Escato grounds out. Jim Bransfield never makes a mistake with the pronunciation, so I was like, this guy's going to be wrong who's yelling up towards. I thought he was yelling up towards us, which has happened before, I would imagine. So you have 1 out, 5-3, Escato retired. This is Connor Davey, and Davey's going to just loft one softly to the shortstop, and that's an easy play for the out by Garofalo. And you got 2 down. Lenahan is quietly pitching just a gem of a ball game here today. He's only allowed 1 hit. Sokolic stepping up now. He struck out his first time. One of 2 strikeout victims. Lenahan likes the sign, and the pitch snaps into the catcher's mitt for the strike call. Count quickly goes 0-1. That ball punched foul. Third base side. Bullpen activity continues for Middletown. And Garofalo warming up earlier. Oh, into the count. And the pitch to the plate. And that's pop foul to the screen. We got more coverage of American Legion baseball coming your way tomorrow. I don't know where we're going to be. I made up the schedule, but I just can't remember. Have to look on the website. We have it there. There's a pitch lofted high in the air. Egan coming on, and he'll take charge and make the catch for the inning's final out. Sokolic retired by Egan, and that's going to do it. 1-2-3 as Cheshire goes quietly in the 5th. Back with the bottom half of 5 right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, Billy Egan to lead things off for Middletown. Egan, Needman, Famigletti, the scheduled hitters. 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order against Adler DeMack. DeMack will pick up the bunt, throw on the first, and a stretch made there by the first baseman. Santone able to hold his foot on the bag, and Egan is retired, 1-3. So Needman to the plate. Needman with a base hit. Stole second, tried to steal third. They threw behind him, and he was out 1-6-5. Turning out to be just a fine night for baseball here in Middletown. DeMack into the windup, righty's pitch. That's low and away. 2-0, Middletown with a lead on 4 hits. Just 1 hit for Cheshire here today. That pitch in for the strike call. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Popped up. Santone, a long run to the gravel. Can't get to it. Got some activity down in the Cheshire bullpen also. So both bullpens are busy here in the 5th inning. I believe that's Gary Costello warming up down there. There's Costello. He's down in the bullpen for Cheshire. Curveball. I just missed. They'll appeal, and it's going to remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. That looked like a pretty good pitch. Needman, the designated hitter today. 1 for 1 at the plate. And that's going to be strike 3. That froze him. Tight curveball by DeMack over the inside corner. And Needman goes back. Famigletti stepping up now with the bases clear and 2 down. That is the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Adler DeMack. And he got a strike call over the outside corner. Game started just before 5:30. The ball popped up in the foul play. Santone had to get out of the way of the first base coach. There was no chance to get to that ball anyhow. It was out of play. He almost did. Yeah. Yeah, he had to avoid him. I don't know if he actually bumped him. There's a curveball in there for strike 3 and another strikeout. That was prettier than the umpire making a call on the first base coach, that curveball for strikeout. Number 4 in the ball game for DeMack. As Middletown goes quietly, 1-2-3, 2-0. Middletown on top of Cheshire through 5. Back with the top of 6 in a moment. Stay with us on SportingNewsCT.com as we bring you more American Legion baseball.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Battipaglia to step up to the plate, and a lot of changes for Middletown with a pitching change. They have shuffled just about everybody. Pop now behind the plate from first. Famigletti from behind the plate to first base. Petrozzillo to second base from left field. Needman from the DH spot out in the left field. And Carney from second base to shortstop, all because Luke Garofalo is now pitching here in the sixth inning. Battipaglia walked his first plate appearance. That was against Lenihan. Lenihan goes 5 full, 1-hit baseball. Terrific performance. Gave up that double in the fourth to Santone. There's a swing and a miss and a quick strikeout of Ian Battipaglia for the inning's first out here in the sixth. Brings up the top of the order. So Strollo, the center fielder, will step in. He'll smooth out that left-handed batter's box a bit. Outfield remains just about straight away. Garofalo looking comfortable out in the mound, and the right-hander missed down low. So nothing really changed in the batting order for Middletown, did it? It all kind of stayed the same. Positional changes. Ball fouled off. Pitch a ball. Count of 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out, nobody on base. Here at the top of the sixth. The 2-1. Count goes 3 balls and 1 strike. Garofalo with 3 saves on the year. He's in line for another if everything stays steady. And the ball hit out to the left fielder. Put away by Needman for the out. You have 2 down. So Strollo with a lazy fly out the left.
Second baseman number 3, Ben Skina.
And it brings up Ben Skina. And Garofalo started 3 games. Had 1 complete game, a shutout. His record is 1-2 with the 3 saves. Sean Lenihan, who began the game, started 3 games, 3 wins, I believe no losses. There's a ground ball hit down to the second baseman. It's thrown away wildly by Petrozzillo. And safe at the bag at first is Skina. I believe they're going to rule that a base hit. It was a kind of a dribbler past the mound. And Petrozzillo really had to hurry that throw. Will go as an infield base hit. There was no advance by Skina, the second, on the throw past the first baseman. So, Kabashi coming up. He's 0 for 2 today. Anthony, the shortstop, looks like a fine ball player for this Cheshire team. And the pitch inside for ball. And Garofalo's worked a total of 17 innings. Danny Body has been the workhorse with 22. Gabori, if I'm pronouncing his name right, with 32 innings of work. There's a ground ball hit hard down to second. Petrozzillo did a nice job staying with it. Throws out Kabashi at first, 4-3. The hit does not hurt. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left for Cheshire. We're back with a bottom of 6, 2-0 Middletown. They have the lead.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The Eighth Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion.
All right, welcome right back as we move on here into the bottom of inning number 6, and Adler DeMack remains on the mound for Cheshire. Pitched himself a fine game today. He's only given up 4 hits and 2 runs. Both runs scoring back in the 4th inning. Middletown may have run themselves out of a couple of runs here in this ball game. Two nothing is score. American Legion play some critical games on our sister channel. We have Avon and Bristol in a battle in Zone 1. Looks like Avon will be the champ there. Southington, Bristol, Winstead, and Simsbury all knocking on the door, trying to be the 4 teams to compete out of Zone 1 in the upcoming tournament. 4 teams from each zone will compete. Zone 2, got 3 teams knotted up at 12 and 9, North Haven, East Haven, and Hamden. Hamden, however, certainly not in any driver's seat at all, as they have fallen behind in North Haven and East Haven with head-to-head play, which is part of the tiebreaker situation there. So they're going to need some help. That pitch is fouled off. Petrozello at the plate. He's had himself a nice day. Walked and scored in the 4th. Made a sensational defensive play in the outfield. Nice play down the bag at second. Very versatile player for this Middletown team. DeMack looking in. Here comes a 2-1. That ball cracked towards the gap in left center field. Will find the green grass, and that's going to be a base hit. Big swing of the bag, and another leadoff base runner for Middletown.
Pitcher number 10, Luke Garofalo.
So Luke Garofalo will step up to the plate. Began the day as the shortstop. He's now the pitcher out in the mound, relieving Lenahan in the top of the 6th inning. Looking ahead for Cheshire, middle of the batting order, Santone, Clark, and Escato, the scheduled hitters. And pitching there for the strike call. The Mac Long look in for the sign. And the 0-1 pitch, curveball didn't turn for him. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Rather humid right now. Game time temperature is about 82 degrees. Probably feels like 88 or so. Big swing and a miss. Might have been foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. Indeed it was. And the count 1-2 to Garofalo. Tyler Pop in the on-deck circle. Petrozello always a threat to steal, leaning towards the bag at second. He's going to go. The 1-2 pitch missed outside. The throw by Escato. The tag on top of the helmet of Petrozello, but he's got himself his 29th stolen base of the year. Got a good knack and pretty good speed as he scoots along. Garofalo, by the way, is out. Called out on strikes. That's the 5th strikeout for DeMack today. And here's Tyler Pop to the plate, who's 0 for 2, including a strikeout back in the 1st inning. And the pitch pops it up very high. First baseman will take charge to the infield grass, and the catch is made by Santone for the out. So Pop retired on a swing. Brings up Timmy Dixon. Well, Dixon, a hitting star today, walloped the ball to deep left center field, brought home the only 2 runs of the ball game. He has also made simply a sensational catch. I will go back. I don't usually do this, and I'll edit that up and put it up as a highlight, because that perhaps might be the catch of the 2017 American Legion season. It was that good. Who was the shortstop that made that spectacular play right here a few years back? Went to Xavier High School. That was a sensational play, too. Got a lot of hits on YouTube. Yeah. Went on to play at Northeastern, I believe, for a bit. His name will come to us. But what a play he made. Count 1 ball and no strikes here to Dixon. Runner back to the bag. Alonso in the on-deck circle. Pitch fouled off. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at second, 2 down here in the 6th. That pitch missed outside. And the 2-1 upstairs. Count goes 3 balls and 1 strike. And the 3-1 offering. Hit high in the air. Center fielder should handle this. And Strollo will put it away for the inning's final out. So Middletown goes down rather quietly. No runs they had to hit. They leave a runner at the bag at second. We're back with the top of 7, 2-0. Middletown with the lead over Cheshire.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American...
Nick Santone.
So Santone will step in here in the top of the 7th inning. Cheshire needs at least 2 to tie it up here. Garofalo trying to pick up the save. Lenahan went 5 innings of one-hit baseball. Garofalo gave up a base hit back in the 6th. He's on in relief. Santone today has doubled. That was back in the 4th inning. It was the only hit Lenahan gave up. He tried to stretch it into a triple. He was thrown out 9, 4, and 5. Egan, the right fielder, making a spectacular play to get to the ball. One ball, 1 strike. And that's a strike call. Let the plate widen just a tad. Plate umpire must feel like I feel, hungry. He started 5:30. It's difficult to go get something to eat. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. That time it's a ball. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. You got Clark in the on-deck circle. At least he's scheduled a swing, and he is there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the offering. And that's a strike 3 call over the inside corner, and Santone rung up, called out on strikes. Beautiful pitch by Garofalo. Dropped it right in at the knees on the inside part of the plate. Brings up Brendan Clark. Clark has singled and hit a fly ball out to right. So he's 0 for 1 today is Clark. Garofalo's pitch. And that's going to be a strike call. Count goes 0-1. Came with a high fastball. And the 0-1 will break off the catcher's mitt. That's popped behind the plate. Began the day as the first baseman for Middletown. Scott Marks now playing first. Well, if Middletown holds on, the hitting hero will be Timmy Dixon with a 2-run double back in the 4th inning. They had a plethora of fielding stars today, all the way around. 3 outfielders, all doing great things. Curveball bites the corner. It didn't bite the corner. Wow. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was close. And Petrozello with a beautiful catch to set the tone on the very first batter of the game. Left fielder going a long ways to get it. Dixon, the center fielder, spectacular play. Sounds like a broken bat. Scooped up by the shortstop. Good job by Carty to get to that slow roller and get it along. And Clark is retired 6-3. So you got 2 down, and Middletown 1 out away from a win. Middletown looking for their 21st win of the year. Put them close to Meriden in the standings. Cheshire, Meriden, Middletown, and Guilford will all represent Zone 3 unless there's some disaster over the next couple of days or so. Looks like Cheshire would be the team to perhaps get the bye, which is crucial the way the playoffs are set up. I've been covering American Legion baseball for Connecticut for a long time. I'm still trying to figure it out. First weekend is single elimination. Then it moves on to regional play, sectional play, then regional play. And then they have a championship series. So I can go something like that. Count 0-2 to Escato. Escato has struck out and grounded out. Curveball, and that bit the inside corner for strike 3. An hour 21 of beautiful baseball. Ruffalo picking up the save. The winner is Lenahan going 5 innings of 1-hit baseball. And the decisive hit in the ball game, Timmy Dixon with a 2-run double, actually base hit, back in the 4th to make it a 2-0 score. Adler to Mack, the tough luck loser here today. For Middletown, 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. For Cheshire, no runs on 2 hits and 1 error. That's going to do it from Middletown. Nice to have you with us right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
Drop it in the box provided at the gate. The prize for season ticket holders will be drawn at game's end. A $300 gift certificate to James TV and Appliance of Middletown. Thank you.
I'll just update the graphics before we go, and that's going to do it. Thanks for tuning in to American Legion Baseball.